What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video we'll be looking at how to build a simple game in Python. Now this is going to be a really simple text-based game that you can show your friends, your family, or you can even play by yourself. Now this game is going to be a quiz. Now this is an example of how the game will look like. I created this earlier on. It's going to start off saying, "Hi, welcome to the quiz about brilliance. Try and get as many questions correct as possible. Question 1. What is the name of my YouTube channel?" So I'm going to answer correctly and I'm going to say Brilliant Rodgers. Down here it prints correct, then it moves on to the second question, which says, "What is my age?" Well, if you don't know, I'm 16, and down here it prints correct. And then we move on to the third question, which asks, "What is my favorite sport?" I am going to answer this one incorrectly and I'm going to say soccer, and over here it prints incorrect. At question 4 it asks, "What is my favorite color?" I'm going to answer this one incorrectly and I'm going to type red, and down here it prints incorrect. Then it says, "Thank you for playing, you got 2 questions correct, you got mark 50%, and nice, you passed." And that's a really simple game that I'm going to be showing you guys how to make right now. Now if you don't have Python installed, I want you to go ahead and install it. I will leave a pop-up banner to one of my videos that will show you how to download Python. I'm going to be using the Python IDE. You can use any Python text editor. By the way, I'll put links in the description of this video to the video I just mentioned. I'm going to start off by greeting our user, so I'm going to say print hello and welcome to. And we just did a quiz about brilliant, and this time let's say welcome to trivia. And I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to call it ans, which is short for answer. I'm going to set it equal to input. Are you ready to play? And I want to tell them the answer I'm expecting, so either yes or no. And this is going to let the user type after this line. Now I'm going to create an if statement that is going to say if ans.lower equal yes. So what this .lower does is it's actually a string method, and it turns all the input into lowercase. So up here, whatever the user types is going to be stored in this variable ans and converted into lowercase. This is done so that in case the user types yes or no in all capitals, it's going to match the one that we tell Python to check. For example, capital yes does not equal lowercase yes, and which should give us an error message. And this is a useful trick to convert uppercase to lowercase. Now before we move on, I want to come back up here and create some more variables. I'm going to create a variable called score, and I'm going to set it equal to 0. Then I'm going to create another variable, and this time I'm going to call it total Q. And Q stands for questions, so total questions. And I'm going to set it equal to 4. Now you can have more questions using the process I'm about to show you, but for the purposes of this video, I'm only going to have 4. Now I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to type ans is equal to input, what is the best programming language? And any programming language can be the best programming language, but for this question I'm going to say Python is the best programming language. So I'm going to type if ans is equal Python, and we're forgetting something. So we want to include the .lower, and we want to add 1 to the score. We're going to go ahead and type print correct. You don't have to tell them if they got the question correct or not, but I just like to do that so that they know what they got right and what they got wrong. But if you want to make it harder for them, you don't have to tell them what questions they got right or wrong, and you can just leave out that part and the part I'm about to type in right now. Else print incorrect. And that's it for question 1. Now for the next question, I'm going to copy this and paste it down here and change a few things. I'm going to start off by changing the question to 2, and this time let's ask a math question. So I'm going to say, what is 2 plus 3 plus 9 minus 2? Now the answer is 12, and I want you to remove this .lower because when typing a number you can't convert it into lowercase. It will confuse the program, so I won't add that in. By the way, let's keep it as a string. And that's question 2. Now for question 3, I'm going to paste it down here again. Let's add 3 and change the question up a bit. I am going to ask, what is the largest planet in the solar system? I'm going to type Jupiter as the answer over here, and don't forget the .lower. Now I'm going to paste the 4th question, which is going to be our last question. The first thing I want to do is add 4 and change the question to something a bit more challenging. What was the name of the fish searching for Nemo? Give the character name. And at answer, I'm going to type Dory. But if you wanted to have someone enter 2 answers into the computer to compare the 2 answers, this is how you do it. I'm going to copy this and add all, then paste it over here. Now what this does is it checks if the user entered Dory or Marlin. If the user entered Dory or Marlin, then the answer is correct. You can do this for any of these questions, and if you wanted to add more possible answers, just keep adding all. Now at the end of the program, I want the program to tell the user how well the user did. Now we only had 4 questions and the user can probably see how many they got right. If we had 20 questions, then we might want to give them a mark. So over here I'm going to print thank you for playing, you got, and outside these codes I'm going to say score, questions correct. Before we move on, I want to fix something. There's an indentation error up here that I want to fix before we move on. Okay, now we give them the mark. So down here I'm going to type mark is equal, and I'm going to put brackets because we need to do some math order of operations. So I'm going to say score divided by total questions times 100, and then down here I'm going to type print mark plus string mark plus a %sign, and then under this we're going to type print goodbye. Now let's run the program to test it out. But before we do that, let me explain what we did over here. So I said print mark plus string mark. This because we want to get the value mark or the % as a string, not an integer. And then I added the %sign. Then down here I said print goodbye. Now what's special about this print goodbye is that it will run if the person says no at the beginning of the program, and will also run at the end of the program. It can do this because it's out of the indentation. Now let's run the program. I'm going to quickly save the program and run it. At do you want to play, I'm going to type in yes. At the first question, what is the best programming language? I'm going to type in Python, and it says correct. What is 2 plus 3 plus 9 minus 2? And I'm going to type in 12. And down here it says correct. What is the largest planet in the solar system? I'm going to type in Earth instead of Jupiter, and it says incorrect. Now the last question, what is the name of the fish that was searching for Nemo? Give the character's name. I'm going to say Dory. Now I can say Dory or Marlin, but I'm going to say Dory, and we got that correct. It says we got 75% goodbye. I'm going to rerun the program to show you what will happen if we type no at do you want to play. So I'm going to run the program and type no, and you can see it prints goodbye and then the program ends. And that's the cool beginner game that you can build in Python. The code to this program will be in the description of this video. And that concludes this video. If you enjoyed it or learned something from this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing. Turn on post notifications to be the first to know when I post a new video. Also, if you have any constructive criticism or any questions or anything, comment them down below. Until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.